Oh, hi team. Welcome to a wonderful Math Wednesday. Today we're going to continue our EQAO prep with some analytic geometry. So taking a look at these questions, there's 60 of them. We'll divide it up into 5 videos, each 12 questions long. So here we go. Question number 1. P is the point -6, 3, right over there, -6, 3. And then Q is the point 6, 1. And what statement about the line segment PQ is true? It has a negative slope. This is true. How do we know this? Because as it goes along, it's going down. All right. As x increases, y is decreasing, and that creates a negative slope. Positive slopes look like this. Negative slopes look like that. Okay, so it has a negative slope. All right. 4 points A, B, C, and D are joined into a quadrilateral like that. Which line segment has a negative slope? Well, we would look at it and we would say, look, AD, it's going down. As x gets bigger, y gets smaller with AD. So AD has a negative slope. For the slope of a line, a change in x is greater than the change in y. Which of the following could represent the slope of that line? Well, this one here. Because slope, m, the slope is rise over run. And in this case, rise is change. We use this triangle to denote change. Change in y over change in x. Here, the change in x is bigger than the change in y, so that's why we know it's d. Line P is shown. Which equation represents line P? Well, if we take a look at it, it crosses the y-axis at 5, so I know b equals 5, and it actually has a slope of 0. It has no rise or run, so it's y equals 5. Number 5. Identify the equation that represents a line with a y-intercept of 600 and a slope of 50. This one. This has a slope of 50 and a y-intercept of 600. Okay. So we really need to know our y equals mx plus b. If you've noticed, that's a big part of this course. Y is equal to some number multiplied by x plus some number. B is, for this line here, j, I'm just going to use this line as my example here. This example is minus 2 is equal to b, okay? Because I get that from here, all right? And then m, well, here it crosses at 3, 0. So that's a run of 3 and a rise of 2. Okay? And so that would be an m of 2 over 3. All right, let's carry on. So now let's go up here. Oh, so yeah, so that's how we would find m and b. You look at the y-intercept for b, and you look at the slope for m. So in this case, they tell me the y-intercept, so that would go in the b position, and they tell me the slope, so that would go in the slope position. That's all it is to it. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. It is what it is. Which graph represents the relation of y is equal to 2/3 x plus 2? This one, F. How do I know? Because plus 2 is the y-intercept. There it is there. And the slope is 3, 2. There we go. Run of 3, rise of 2. So there's run of 3, rise of 2. This is increase 3 in the x, increase 2 in the y. Get the signs right. Okay. This one looks good, but it runs 3, rises -2. That's losing 2 in the y, gaining 3 in the x. So if I put -2 over 3, notice that's a negative slope. That's a negative slope, and so it goes down. Okay. This is a positive slope, so it goes up. Which relation does not have an initial value of 50? This one. This one has an initial value of 50, all of them. All of those have a b of 50. If I write y is equal to b plus mx, that's the same thing as saying mx plus b. I can move them around. I can flip their positions, no problem. But anyway, this one has no b, c. So that's why that one is c. Number 8. How would the graph of the relation y equals 3x minus 2 change if the 3 and minus 2 were both doubled? The graph would be steeper and have a lower y-intercept. There we go. That's what would happen. Y. If I doubled both of those, then I would have y is equal to 6x minus 4. Okay? So its y-intercept is further down. It used to intersect there. Now it intercepts down there. It's further down. And now it is more slopey. It has a steeper slope instead of a shallower slope like that. So it's growing faster. Now here we go. The graph of a line is shown below. All right, so what is this line? Well, I need some points. There's a point, there's a point, there's a point, there's a point. So here's what's happening. I run 4, I run 3, and I rise 6. This is plus 3, this is plus 6. So my m is equal to 6 over 3, which is the same thing as saying 2. And then the b is equal to negative 3. Where did I get that? It's right there. Okay? So now what do we want to know? If the slope is doubled and the y-intercept remains constant, which graph below best represents that line? So it's this one. It's this one here. Why? Because it has the same y-intercept, but now instead of run 1, rise 2, I rise 4 to get to that point. So this is y is equal to 4x minus 3. See, the slope has been doubled. Consider this relation. Y is equal to negative 3x plus 5. Which of the following statements about the graph is not true? The slope is 3? That's not true. The slope is negative 3. The y-intercept is 5. That's true. For a rise of 3, the run is negative 1. That's true. The graph crosses the y-axis of that. That's true. Okay? This one not true. So that's the correct answer. Read questions carefully. All right. Question 11. What is the equation of the line that passes through the points 2, 4, and 4, 0? We could test those points in here and find out which one it is, or you can make a quick sketch and figure it out. Here's my quick sketch, okay? Here's the point 2, 4, and here is 4, 0. All right? So it's going to have a negative slope, and it's going to touch well up here. I predict it's this one. Let's see. It runs 2 and it rises negative 4. Runs 2, rises negative 4. All right. I can also do it this way. It goes from 2 to 4 in the x, so that's plus 2. And it goes from 4 to 0 in the y. That's minus 4. All right. So then I have m is equal to negative 4 over 2, which is equal to negative 2. Okay, so it's one of these two choices. Why is it not this one? Why is it that one? Well, this point was already up at 4, and then it rises before it reaches the y-axis, so I know it's higher. So here's how I would do the algebra. Okay? If I just did this without a visualization, I just use algebra. This is how I would do it. Okay. First I say m is equal to 0 minus 4. Okay, 0 minus 4. Change in y over change in x. 4 minus 2. M is equal to negative 4 over 2. M is equal to negative 2. Okay, so there's my m. Now I know that y is equal to negative 2x plus b. I don't know b yet. Feed it this point. When y is 4, x is 2. Negative 2 times 2 plus some number. 4 is equal to negative 4 plus some number. Add 4 to both sides. 8 is equal to b. There we go. 8 is equal to b. So it is this one. Okay, let's keep going. One more question for this video. Janelle draws a line that passes through the points, these points. If Janelle writes the equation of the line in y equals mx plus b form, what are the values of m and b? Well, let's find them. Okay, so again, m is equal to change in y. So I see how much of these numbers changed. If I'm going this direction, 3 minus 6 is the change in y. 0 minus 1 is the change in x. So I see how much of these changed. Okay. Then that gives me m is equal to -3 over 1 is equal to just -3. So m is -3. Now let's find b. B will be 3, actually. So the answer is D. Here's how we know. Okay, erase. This is how we know. Oh, there it is. That's B. That's B right there. How do we know? Because when x is 0, y is 3. That's telling you where this line touches the y-axis. Here are the points, -1, -6. So that's then the point -1, 6. -1 in the x and 6 in the y. Then it goes down to touch the y-axis at the point 0 in the x, 3 in the y. So this is the y-intercept. That gives you b, and then this goes down. Okay, so it's this one. There. So I know I'm going fast, but we've seen a lot of these linear relations lately, so I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I am available to you. If you have any questions, absolutely hit me up by email. Bye for now, everyone.